You probably haven't heard of Conduent, but there's a pretty good chance they know all about you. I've got some bad news. A massive data breach at Conduent has expanded dramatically, with the company now confirming millions of Americans have had their personal and health information stolen in a ransomware attack. Yeah, Conduent processes data for government agencies across multiple states, handling everything from Medicaid applications to unemployment benefits to child support payments. The company manages sensitive information for more than 100 million Americans, though the exact number affected by this breach still remains unclear. As far as attribution goes, the Safeway ransomware group has claimed responsibility for the attack, stating they stole over 8 terabytes of data from Conduent systems. In a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, Conduent confirmed that the stolen data sets contain a significant amount of personal information, including names, addresses, social security numbers, dates of birth, and protected health information. Yeah. TechCrunch reports the breach was initially disclosed with a much smaller scope, but subsequent investigation has revealed far more systems were compromised than originally believed. This is particularly concerning given Conduent's role as a critical infrastructure provider for state and federal benefit programs. Researchers note that this breach represents a growing trend of attackers targeting government contractors rather than the agencies directly, as these third-party vendors often have weaker security controls while handling equally sensitive data. The standard post-breach playbook is the same as ever here, folks. Affected individuals should monitor their credit reports and watch for suspicious benefit claims filed in their names, as stolen government benefit data is highly valuable on the criminal marketplaces. Conduent has not announced whether it has paid the ransom demand as of yet, so I guess we'll see what happens in the days and weeks to come. I'll let you know. Moving on to our next story. German security agencies are warning of a sophisticated social engineering campaign targeting politicians, military personnel, and journalists who use the Signal Messenger app. What makes this attack particularly clever is that it doesn't exploit any sort of technical vulnerability in Signal itself. According to German authorities, attackers are impersonating official Signal support accounts or security chatbots to contact high-profile targets directly within the app. The messages claim that there's a security issue and urgently request PIN codes or SMS verification codes, threatening data loss if the victims don't comply. Security researchers note that this attack really weaponizes Signal's legitimate features rather than breaking into the system, because once an attacker obtains the victim's verification code, they can then link a new device to that person's Signal account. That then gives them access to all future messages and the victim's complete contact list. Now, this campaign appears to be specifically targeting individuals with access to sensitive government, military, or journalistic information. German agencies haven't attributed the attacks to any particular threat actor, but the targeting suggests some level of state-sponsored espionage is at play here. Signal has also reminded users that legitimate support would never ask for PIN codes or verification codes through direct messages. The company emphasizes that users should only enter these codes when they are personally initiating the device linking process. This just goes to show that even the most secure messaging platforms can be compromised through social engineering, and that high-profile targets need additional awareness training beyond the technical security measures. All right, our last story of the day. I went on record stating this 2 years ago, and only now somebody is actually backing up my claim. That's right. Security firm Cofense has released a disturbing report that AI-powered phishing attacks are now occurring every 19 seconds, which marks a dramatic acceleration in cybercrime. Yeah, this report reveals that 76% of initial infection URLs identified in phishing campaigns are completely unique, meaning they've never appeared in any other attack before. Now, at the same time, 82% of malicious files have unique hashes, meaning that the traditional pattern matching security tools that we have, they're essentially useless. Now, on top of that, researchers say attackers are leveraging publicly available data, including home addresses, organization charts, and social media activity to personalize each and every phishing message. That makes them appear distinct, unique, and credible to both the victims and security systems alike. Again, I told everybody about this 2 years ago, but only now researchers are finally agreeing with me that the polymorphic nature of these attacks represents a fundamental and significant shift to the threat landscape. Where human attackers were once limited by time and resources, AI-driven campaigns can now generate thousands of unique, convincing phishing emails per hour. With all that said, organizations relying on signature-based detection or static block lists are essentially defenseless against this new generation of polymorphic attacks. My recommendation now is the same as it was. Implement behavioral analysis in zero-trust architectures, even though these may struggle against AI that can mimic legitimate user behavior, it's better than nothing, right? So with attacks accelerating to 1 every 19 seconds, the question is no longer if your organization will be targeted, but how many times per hour. So with that said, that wraps up today's stories. This is Andy Thompson signing off.